Hello, and thank you for joining our breakout session at Aspire 2023. My name is Brad Borbeck, and I've got Jasmine Leslie with me here today as well. And we're with Dynamicweb, which is an all-in-one e-commerce suite for advanced B2B and B2C use cases for Dynamics 365. And today we're going to talk about some trends and figures that we uncovered in a recent survey we conducted to more than 400 B2B business leaders around the world to highlight just how fast B2B e-commerce is growing, how businesses are using it today, and to really just show how many B2B businesses today are utilizing e-commerce as part of their sales strategy. And then we're also going to give you a quick overview about the Dynamicweb solution. And then Jasmine is going to take us through a quick demo as well. The overarching story that we got from our survey, perhaps not surprisingly, is that e-commerce is playing an increasingly important role in B2B verticals. So what we found was more than 3/4 of businesses that responded to the survey now provide their customers with an e-commerce storefront or customer self-service portal, which is up 26% from the same survey that we conducted last year. And e-commerce is representing a significant revenue channel for B2B companies that have adopted it. On average, more than half of their revenue is coming from their online channels. So you can see that it's not only growing across businesses, but the decision to implement e-commerce is clearly paying off in the B2B sector. An additional investment in e-commerce is looking to grow as well. So 64% of our respondents said that their investment plans for the coming year involve an increase in e-commerce investment. And this indicates the success and the importance of e-commerce for these B2B companies, which is a differentiating factor going forward that could have an impact on their overall growth. And so looking beyond simply the investment plans, the number one reason companies are increasing e-commerce investment is to improve customer satisfaction at 47% and to increase sales revenue from online channels at 37%. So it appears that the driving force behind e-commerce adoption is the customer and making sure that their experience is optimized. So B2B industries are becoming much more customer-centric. And that point is further supported by the fact that customer experience seems to lie at the heart of the main benefits of B2B e-commerce. B2B companies and the customers alike are in agreement. 24/7 availability and providing better customer experiences is the top benefit of the e-commerce experience. And from the organization's perspective, a 24/7 automated sales channel means wider bandwidth for sales intake, not only because they're available outside of maybe normal operating business hours, but because the business isn't constrained by responses and confirmation between customers and sales reps. And additionally, organizations are seeing a growth in sales revenue and customer accounts, the ability to expand geographically, and a lower cost of selling through automation as well. These were all cited as top benefits for the companies. From the customer's perspective, the benefits offer the same convenience and self-service capabilities that they have come to enjoy in their personal lives for the past few decades. So the familiarity of e-commerce and the widespread shift in customer behavior over the years has made it ease of doing business and 24/7 sales convenience and expectation for customers, even in the B2B space. And so being able to operate effectively online and offline with as seamless a customer experience as possible across these channels is key for sellers today. It's long been a factor for B2B or B2C and retail scenarios, but B2B as well. And so 83% consider an omni-channel approach as important for their overall sales and marketing strategy. A number of consumer behavior trends point to the growing importance of omni-channel. 82% of customers shop around before purchasing today, expressing much less loyalty for a particular brand. And many customers are being exposed to other global brands through online marketplaces. And so your brand needs to be there too. And finally, 62% of all product searches now begin on marketplaces like Amazon, which now make it one of the largest search engines. So it's important to have your products on there as well as your own e-commerce website. Digging a little bit further into marketplaces, more than half of firms now sell online via marketplaces compared to 44% that we found in last year's report. And this isn't limited to marketplaces like Amazon or Walmart. There's also specialty B2B marketplaces like Kitmodo for buying and selling machinery, or um, Alemica for process manufacturing materials, and many other marketplaces out there that your business might be able to be on as well. At the end of the day, selling on marketplaces in addition to your own site is part of a good, well-rounded omni-channel strategy. And you just want your products to be on whatever channel your buyers might be looking on. And just as in B2C retail, B2B firms want to offer that seamless omni-channel experience as well. And they're doing that with PIM software. So that stands for Product Information Management. And PIM is a powerful single source of truth solution that helps you consolidate, enrich, and distribute your product data to your different channels. So we found that 59% of respondents are using a PIM today to help manage product information today. And the more products you sell, the more SKUs and variants you have, the more useful a PIM becomes. Same with the more channels you sell on, or maybe the more languages you sell in. So what's driving high adoption PIM rates today? Well, as we settle into the post-pandemic era, it's clear that omni-channel is pretty important and it's here to stay. So businesses which in the past might have held their product data in siloed legacy systems, now have the need for a central repository to ensure everything's consistent across these various channels. So now let's talk a little bit about the Dynamicweb solution itself. We are a all-in-one e-commerce suite, and unlike other e-commerce platforms out there, we not only offer the e-commerce and the self-service portal component, but we also offer built-in product information management, so that PIM solution to bring in your product data from various sources and to push that to your e-commerce site, your catalogs, or other channels. We also include content management, so your website, the ability to customize that 100%, but we also have a visual editor that makes it easy for non-coders to create beautiful web pages with simple drag and drop functionality. We also have built-in email marketing, which is a core part of the e-commerce and online experience, the ability to personalize and automate email communications and promotions based on their e-commerce behavior or their online behavior, or based on blended data from the ERP and CRM as well. And we offer all this through our flexible API, integrating with Dynamics 365, or really any version of Dynamics for the most part. Our flexible API allows us to sit outside of your ERP system rather than being embedded within it. And that allows us to easily update your Dynamicweb solution without impacting your ERP, and vice versa. You can easily make updates to your ERP without impacting the performance of your Dynamic website. And we integrate with virtually any data point in Dynamics 365. So we pride ourselves in being able to handle virtually any front-end business process through the website. We specialize in complex B2B use cases where ordering processes might go through a quote first, or might be done through a portal instead of an e-commerce storefront. Obviously integrating with order history so that customers can view their orders and reorder. But we also even integrate with invoices to offer the ability to allow customers to receive and manage and pay their invoices online through their portal or e-commerce login. We also integrate with master products to keep your master product data consistent with what's on the website and in your ERP, customer specific pricing, and virtually any other point in the Dynamics solution. Taking a quick look at our platform just from the diagram here, you have your Dynamics 365 solution on the left-hand side, your back-end solutions. We are able to bring that data into the Dynamicweb platform and enrich that for the e-commerce experience or for product experiences. So we can bring in your product data, add more details and digital assets than what your ERP is capable of storing, and then allow you to push that out to the channels that you're selling on. So with that said, I'm going to hand it over to Jasmine. She's going to give us a quick demo of the Dynamicweb platform.
Alrighty, so here we are on the Dynamicweb platform. We're on our home page of a solution we've created around the mountain bike industry. So here on this home page, you'll see product information as it relates to the mountain bikes being sold on the site, and then also static information that's being managed by the CMS or content management tool. You see the header and footer all managed there through the CMS, which we'll show you in the back end. In the back end, our visual editor is the tool that we utilize to manage all of this content in rows and columns. As we talk about e-commerce, we look at the product assortment here. You'll see the e-bikes category as one of the categories, and then two supporting categories beneath. We're going to jump into the e-classic bikes. This leads us here to the product list page. On this page, we're able to see multiple products over to the right, and then we have our facets and filters available on the left, and these are going to be driven based upon the product specs that are related to the products here on the right. This here leads us into a product detail page. So this is specific information related to this bike here. We're pulling this information over from the ERP, some of it being a live call, like pricing and stock availability. You'll see here some quantity breaks that can be specific to customers based upon their negotiated terms. So those items we're pulling over live from the ERP. Other items like product name or product number, we pull those over in a batch integration. So those are scheduled tasks, and they can be scheduled anywhere from every 5 minutes up until daily. Some of the supporting information here you'll see like the teaser text or description. Some of these product spec fields, they're actually going to be enriched in the PIM. So we're enriching all of this information specific to the product or the category that the product is related to. As we scroll down here, you'll also see the opportunity for cross-selling and upselling, where we're creating relationships amongst products to then highlight them on the bottom of the product page. This is an e-commerce site, so products are added to cart. So we can add this item to our cart, and we have a supported checkout. The checkout allows for customers to be able to view their cart, enter coupon codes if available. They go through the checkout process where they're choosing their billing information. If a user already has an account, some of this information is pre-populated, as you see here. They utilize the options for shipping, so they can choose FedEx, UPS. We even support LTL freight, along with being able to support customers if they have their own shipping account. And then lastly here, processing payment. You'll see here we have a invoice option where customers can pay on invoice. We process credit cards. We can also handle ACH, cash on delivery, all of the above, even net terms. So the customer will go ahead and check out here. Once they place their order, they're able to actually go back into the website. If they have an account, they can go to their dashboard where they can view all of their orders. So here we'll see the open order we just placed right now. They can go into that order. They can see an itemized view of that order, all of the pricing available there. They also see the status of these orders. As you see here at the bottom, we have some processing, some have been canceled or shipped. We can create all of those options in the back end of Dynamicweb and map them with the options available in the ERP. You'll see here there's favorites list that can be created, quotes, we support quote functionality in that checkout workflow. They can also manage accounts. So here's an option for customers to impersonate other users. A good example of this could be a company that has multiple locations and they need to order on behalf of different locations that have different shipping addresses. Another example of this may be a need for impersonations with a customer service agent or sales rep within your company that needs to see an account as the customer will see it online. You'll see here we support a few other items like RMAs, return requests, and we mentioned earlier invoicing. So customers can pay on invoices, and here is where they actually do that in their customer service portal. They choose the invoice they'd like to process and then pay on those invoices. The last few options here are specific to account information. So you'll see login, addresses, just allowing the customer to update or manage their credentials for the front end of the website. As we jump into the back end of Dynamicweb, this is where we're able to see how all of the information is managed. On the front end, we first talked about content. On that home page, we utilize the visual editor to manage this content in the format of rows and columns. So as I scroll through here, you'll see different design templates that we've created that are supporting that home page on the front end. You'll see over here to the left where we have templates that can be reused. And then we also have the ability to create our own columns and rows utilizing the empty options that you'll see here, and then also being able to just drag over options as far as content or item types like paragraphs, images, video, and so on. With those templated options, we can just drag these over to the screen and then they're made available on the front end and can be edited or managed directly here in the back end. When we talk about e-commerce, this is managing our products. So managing product information, you'll see here as we jump into this hierarchy, it mirrors what we had on the front end as far as product categories and subcategories. We can enrich product information here to make it available on the e-commerce front end. The PIM, excuse me, the PIM tool actually allows for us to be able to manage product information, but do so in workflows. In these workflows, we're able to create processes or series of steps that allow for us to enrich the information to make sure that no information is missed before we're publishing it to a outside channel. This can also support the website, but most likely it's supporting maybe a marketplace or third-party marketplace or even another website. So you'll see here newly arrived products. These are newly arrived products from the ERP. They don't have a lot of product information here. And as they go through these steps, we're enriching the different layers here. So you'll see completeness rules. So at a glance, I can see where the product, how enriched each product is. When we jump in, we see the specs of a product. Here, the next step, we're managing variants of a product. So a single product having multiple options. This one highlighting sizes and color options for this jersey. And then as we go into marketing, this is where we're getting into teaser text, description. We can also support multiple language layers. So you'll see here as we look to the right, we have the language options. And then we're ready to publish these products. As I mentioned, we can publish them to third-party marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, you'll see a few here, but we can also push them to a front-end website. Lastly, we have marketing. You'll see that the marketing module allows for us to send out targeted email campaigns. These email campaigns can be based upon the customer group that they belong to, or it can be based upon their behavior on the actual website. So as they're browsing the website, we can determine if a customer may be interested in a certain product and then target them appropriately. You'll see here that we can grab groups of users, and then we can choose the design of an email campaign that we've designed in content, and then we can send that to the users. We also support split test campaigns. So you'll see a few options here around creating a split test campaign, the conversion goals, the start, and then also who's notified once the campaign is complete. And lastly, as we spoke about, creating email campaigns that are targeted to users based upon their behavior on the website. We do that by utilizing our smart search functionality, which runs queries on customers based upon information we know about them. And that could be information from the ERP, like what country a customer is located in, or it can be based upon their behavior on the site. So you'll see here a list of behavior options where we can see they last logged in or last order date, the page they visited, if they bought a product in the past. You can run multiple queries here to pull through a select group of customers, design a campaign that will speak to customers, for example, in a specific country that bought a specific product, and we can send that only to this group of users. That's where I'll end it and hand it back over to Brad.
Excellent, thanks, Jasmine. So just a quick look at Dynamicweb by the numbers. We've been growing for the past several years. We've got more than 4,000 companies using Dynamicweb worldwide, and I believe that's over 12,000 websites running on Dynamicweb. We've got over 300 partners around the world helping us support and implement our solutions, and we were founded in 1999, so we have evolved alongside the evolution of the internet, and we're a mature, stable solution that really incorporates the best practices that have come up over the years as e-commerce has grown and evolved. So if you'd like to learn more, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can see our contact information here. We'd love to continue the conversation as well as show you a tailored demo once we learn a little bit about your goals. So please reach out to us. We'd love to chat. And thank you again so much for joining us for our session at Aspire 2023. And I hope you have a great day.